So, moving forward with the whole market gardening thing, it means the current garden needs a full rehaul, basically. There's no way, I mean, I could potentially make it profitable with what I've got, but not to what I want to achieve. So, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be ripping everything apart and redoing everything with drainage, the beds, everything, swales, all sorts, providing the finances let me do it. For the most part, it is cheap, what I am doing. Today's mission, we are redoing this whole area here. I've had tarps over it for the last few weeks now, killed off all the grass. Now I need to do beds because in 2 days, I need to start amending the soil for this bed, but there needs to be a bed here for me to amend. And then in a week, tomatoes are going here. I realize that we're coming into the end of summer and then we're going into our cooler months, but I want to see if I can push these tomatoes into mid-autumn, closer to winter, start getting some fruit out of them. We'll see how it works. But then this will be a future bed for tomatoes next summer and all that, and further on and so forth. In order to do this though, we need to rip apart the shade I've had for the tomatoes and the peppers over the last couple months, because I'm going to reuse that timber. And I need to set in posts with concrete this time, not like the clay and crushed dust I did for the fence. These need to be concreted in because they are going to be supporting a lot of weight with 30 odd tomato plants hanging off these posts. So first things first, rip apart that shade. Sort of running out of day now. After the shade, I thought bugger it, I'm going to do what I don't normally do when I pull things apart, and I de-nailed all the wood because that always irks me when I go to reuse the wood and it's full of nails. So I'll do future years as a favour. Then as I was doing that, I was looking around at all the overgrowth that's happened over the last week with the storm and stuff, and not being able to get out and do things and everything, but just the grass and the weeds have gone insane. So I took to it, lopped back a lot of the pumpkin because that's all going to be ripped up soon. A lot of the pumpkins are starting to dry off now, the stems, so they don't really need all that growth. Snipping them off too will help encourage the plant to put all its effort into the pumpkin. So I did that, pressed down all the buckwheat that I sowed just as a cover crop, and then I mowed what I could to clean everything up, and it looked a lot better. Next, now we need to get on to what we actually need to do. And what we need to do is concrete a post here and concrete in a post over here, here-ish. I'm going to minimize all the walkways in this garden. I'm going to standardize it at 30 centimeters, 300 mil or 1 foot walkway everywhere. So you've got about 1 foot here, a little bit wider there, but 1 foot there, and all the way across. I'm going to get rid of the beds too. So doing that will give us an extra length of beds. We'll have 4 beds. That wasn't 4 beds. We'll have 4 beds that go that way, north to south. And then behind you guys, where the pumpkins are, we're going to extend it across where the chicken coop was going to go. The chicken coop's now going to go in the orchard. It's still going to happen. Extend that across that way, and you'll have 4 beds, little miniature, about 2.5 meter beds that way, and the walkway in between. And these beds will be joined together as one long bed, about 4.5 meters there. and then tomatoes down that walkway. So you have tomatoes down here, tomatoes down there, 4 beds that way, 4 beds behind you guys, and then all the old concreted in ones reused. And that big one where the potatoes were, going to break that into 3 beds with walkways. That'll be permanent from there on out. So yeah, that's the plan. But we need to get these posts concreted in. And we're going to do some bracing because the weight that's going to be on them, just the concrete line, is probably not going to be enough. It's going to pull them in. So we need some lateral bracing. So we need to hustle. So essentially, if we got a foot from the edge of this bed, using these as a reference, trust the upload code again. That gives us, very small walkway. And then about 300 4. And then that would give us I imagined it being wider. I always do this, I always imagine it bigger. So the plan is you have 2 rows of 15 plants with the post in the middle, with the T, brace across the top, and then the wires. So that'll work. 300, there's your pathway, that's a bed, post will go here, and this is about a bed-ish. Yeah, something like that. And then over here. Yeah, you have plenty of space there, post there. That works. It's getting very tight, and it's going to be very tight. This is the way we're going to do it. This is my plan. Excuse me. I think I've said in other videos that the way I'm going to do this goes against the grain a lot with disease mitigation and all that sort of stuff that you're generally taught when you do this stuff. You got to give it space so you don't have to do that. But I'm cramping it in, so it's just going to take a lot more hands-on approach. Let's get to the big one.
Again, tell you once again, hallelujah, I'm on my way to be the best version of me. Mama knows how to wake you up to dance. Mama knows you're not a mama knows how to wake you up to dance. Mama knows how to wake you up to dance. Mama knows you're not a mama knows how to wake you up to dance. Now I'm rolling down the river, unstoppable today. Sticks and stones may break my bones. Time to erase.
This sun is intense. It's ever go away. Have rain during summer, everyone complains about the rain, and then the sun comes out, everyone complains about the heat. Everyone by, I mean me. Anyway, posts are in place. They are set plumb. Now we just need to put the concrete in. And then call it a day, because I can feel my arms tingling from sunburn. I never put any sunblock on, so I can feel I am going to be fried by the end of the day. So get this concrete in, get that done, call it a day. See you in the morning. Fine already, what the hell? Out of breath. Alright, so it's the next day, post concreted in. Did talk about doing the diagonals for lateral bracing, but then I thought about last night, this is going to take up soil space for the plants. So I'm thinking a ridge beam across the top, or rebate it into the top of the post so they're held nice and firm. So we'll do that. I'm going to put a ridge beam across the top, put our T-brace across here. So we're going to go about 100, 200 mil down from the top to a T-brace, so that puts us at about 1800, I think, ish, 1900. Keep it low because the plants, when they're in full size, full fruit, they're going to act like a sail if the wind comes through here and rip everything out. So if we keep it lower, there's chance of it being a big sail. So T-brace, T-brace. Tensioned wires across the top, across the braces. Do 2 on each side. And then with the ridge beam at the top, leading into the cooler months, if I still got tomatoes going, which I will be this time around, I can drape over a cloth to keep them warm overnight. That's the plan. See if it works. So we'll do that. Hopefully we can get that done because we're already like almost lunchtime and I've got work tonight, so I've only got a couple hours to do this. So So, typical Aotearoa summer fashion. Man, I'm buggered. The sun. My posts are already starting to warp. This is insane. So I really need to get this ridge beam in, try and mitigate some of that warpage. But I was going to initially do like a little recess thing where I could slide it through, but nah, too fancy. Don't need to do that. Just cut it out. I'll put it in there. I'm going to double up on two lengths, make them nice and strong, and then we'll put them in. So I just need to measure it. And then 2,380. Is it the same at the bottom? So we got any movement going on from last night. No, don't do this. I hate tape measures. I'm about to screw this thing to the post so it stays. Oh. Don't. Why? It's about to pop off. 2,380. Square ass. Ish. Still twisting though. That's insane. It's almost like 25 degrees. I'm just guessing. I don't really know how many degrees that is. Alright, so we need. What did I say it was? 4,380 minus 57 and 57. So minus 114 mil. So we need to cut 2 lengths at. Oh my god, this heat's breaking me. What are we doing? We need to cut 2 lengths at 4,380 minus 114 or 266. It's 4,266. And now that one goes there like a glove. Oh. This one's got a bit more moisture in it. That's not good. Slightly heavier. That one goes there. Problem is, if your wood's still wet when you go to use it, especially when you use it outside and it starts to dry, it's going to warp real bad. Same with indoor stuff. Generally, when you get your house inspected as it's being built, they make sure the moisture content of the wood before it even gets used as a stud or part of the framing is at a certain dryness. Otherwise, it's going to warp once it's put up. But this isn't a house. So when you get the clamps, see if we can try and mitigate some of this, or remediate, sorry, some of this warp. This is insane. This is one day, one morning. Alright, ridge beam in place, currently dying. Now we need to do these. I'm going to sit like so. It's 1200 wide. If we rebate it, 25 in here, 25 in there, and it'll sit nice and flush, make it nice and strong, and it won't move. So it'll be 600 center. And we'll do that, and then from here, and same on the other side. Stop moving. We'll run our wire each side. From that, we can hang our tomatoes and cucumbers and whatever else we can put on here. First, we need to do this. Oh no. So 1850 plus 35. It's 87. There. Minus 820. There. And that would be, and then we put our wires at center of the cross member would give us an 1800 height wire. In theory. No, not theory. My math 4 is right.
You think I see you more than a friend. Better late than never. Now it's all over me. These reflections of you, who you want me to be. Do I wanna be you? Is it only a dream?
Cross sections are in place now. Now we need to put these hooks in, and then I'll put the wire across with the little things that crimp it nice and tight. I don't actually have tensioners. I thought I did. I'm pretty sure I do somewhere. I know I've got some. If I don't, that'll be a project for tomorrow or the next video when we go to do the actual bed. I need to get this in, and then I need to start getting ready for work.
It's all over me.
So that is one tomato trellis done. Though acts as a double, one on each side, one tomato row on each side. I'm hoping for about 30 plants between this spot. Well, within this spot, between this spot, whatever. I don't have the tensioners, so it's not a big rush right now because obviously the tomatoes, when we put them out next week, I think it is. Yeah, they're still going to be small, so I've got time. Tomorrow, the next video for you guys will be getting the soil ready, getting everything amended and ready for the tomatoes to go in a week later. Get that microbiome going, get all that microbiology ready. So as soon as these tomatoes go in, those roots will get inoculated and everyone will be happy. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.